Morning, friends. It's Lynn from Bucket List Homestead, and just thought I'd come on this morning while I do a few of my chores. I gotta go down and let the chickens out. It's finally light enough. It is, let me see, a little after 8, and I can finally let the chickens out. It's so dark here still in the mornings, so I'm sure they're anxious to be let out. I just made a mess, but okay, let's go let them out, feed them. It is so mild here today that I don't even have my winter coat, hat, nothing on. I just have my little fall coat. It is 40 degrees Fahrenheit here this morning, which I believe is between 6 and 8 roughly Celsius, which is just crazy for, I mean, we're almost just a little over a week away from Christmas. And it's that mild. Shouldn't complain. Gosh knows I don't like the freezing cold, but it doesn't feel like Christmas when it's this mild. Their food in. Oh, I hear them. They hear me, so they know. Oh, and pour some water into their bowl. I don't even think I need to turn on the heater for their water bowl today. There's no way it's gonna freeze. So we'll just worry about putting water in it. Yeah, that's the one bad thing about the mildness. We had a lot of rain here on the weekend. And now the chicken coop's a mud pit. And we're having a hard time finding hay. I can't get over how hard it is, but we are definitely having a difficult time finding some to put in here so it's not so mucky. Okay, let's release the hounds, shall we? Good morning. Good morning. Yes, you got food and water over there. Good morning. Let's see. Oh, somebody was lazy. Didn't want to lay in the nesting boxes. Let's see. Do we have any in this one? No, okay. Guess just the one today. That's fine. I'm sure there'll be another one or two later today. These are this spring's chickens, so they don't know they're supposed to slow down in the winter. So we pretty much get 3 a day lately. All right, I'll be back later with your treat. Yes, I don't have it right now. You eat your breakfast. Greedy chickens. Greedy chickens. So I got up early this morning. Well, truth be told, I'm up early most mornings. I'm a morning person, definitely not a night person. And I managed to get a load of laundry started already. And my bathroom's cleaned. It's Monday. I always clean the bathrooms on Monday, though truth be told, I usually do it several times through the week because I have teenagers. Oh, Mom, I am so sorry for the teenage years with the cleaning or not cleaning and the mess. Oh, I apologize, Mom. So anyway, yeah, I got all that done, and today is going to be a fun day because I'm going to be bringing a bit of Maine to Ontario today. I'm going to start my Christmas baking, and I'll be videotaping this, and it will be a treat that I grew up having in Maine. It's a dessert that Maine is definitely famous for, and I'll be showing it to you in a little bit. I'm going to go have some breakfast, a cup of tea, get things organized, and I'll be back on a bit and show you what I am making. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we are ready to bring a bit of Maine to Ontario, Canada. I am going to make Whoopie Pies. This is a very popular dessert in Maine, my home state, and it is the one Christmas treat my son requests every year. Make Whoopie Pies, Mom. He would be happy if that's all I made, and he'd be happy if I made them every week throughout the year. But I do tend to only make these once, maybe twice a year, maybe sometimes on Valentine's Day or Easter I might make them. They're not the healthiest, but it's only once a year, so why not indulge? So I'm going to make these the way my grandmother did. It's actually her recipe, my Grammy Tracy. And the filling is got a surprising ingredient. We are going to be using lard in the frosting. I told you it wasn't healthy. And it sounds weird, but I promise you it's really, really good. So let's get to it. Okay, so first we are going to cream together 1 1/4 cups of sugar with 2/3 cup of shortening. Let's get our sugar out. So I know 2/3 cups of shortening weighs 137 grams. 127, excuse me. My daughter just corrected me. So, not quite, a little too much. Perfect. That's 127 grams. We're going to set this aside because we're going to need this for the filling later. And in goes the shortening. Now I measure all my shortening and my butter for one simple reason. Here in my part of Canada, it is very difficult to find butter or shortening in sticks. So I find weighing it gives me a much better measurement. So I'm just going to turn this on and cream this for a few minutes. Okay, so that's all creamed together. That's what it looks like. Then we're going to add 2 eggs, and yes, these are eggs from our chickens. 1, 2, and everything is at room temperature. We don't put our eggs in the refrigerator, so I don't have to worry about this, but if you do, make sure your eggs are at room temperature, along with your lard. I know some people keep that in the refrigerator, so make sure that's at room temperature too. And then we're going to cream this till it's all light and fluffy. Okay, that looks good. Just show you what that looks like. Okay, all right, so in a separate bowl, we're going to do our dry ingredients. So we are going to do 2½ cups of flour. Slide you over there. 1, 2, 2. A half a cup of the cocoa. Now I'm using really good baking cocoa, like really good. I'm sure my grandmother didn't. She, being in the States, it was probably, not that Hershey's is a bad cocoa, but this is a really good organic baking cocoa that is just makes such a difference in the taste of your baking when you're using it. It's amazing. Trying to think of the name of it. So we need a half a cup of this. Oh, I get it from Costco. I can see the bag. Hopefully I will put this up when I remember. I put everything into containers, so I don't have the bag anymore, but I will look it up so I can tell you what kind exactly I used. Okay, and we're going to need, so to the flour and cocoa, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I have to say, finding cream of tartar was very difficult. I used to be able to buy it in bulk and just buy what I need, and now the only way I could find it was in a jar at our bulk barn, and it was like $12. I did manage to find a place where I got it bulk. It was a health food store, actually, of all places, that have some bulk spices and things like that. I was able to find that there. It's a local place. But I could not believe how hard it was to find. Okay, and 3/4 cup of milk. I'm just gonna, okay, 3/4 cup of milk. Okay, so we're gonna add this to this. Just need my spoon. Give this a stir. Try not to make too big a mess. Okay, we're going to slowly add it to this. So I'm going to add some of the dry mix to the eggs and the shortening and the sugar. And on, drizzle in a little bit of milk. And I'm going to keep repeating that process till it's all gone. A new mixer. My husband just got it for me last month for my birthday, and I'm still learning all the little tricks with it. Now my counters are very clean. I cleaned them all before I started, so I'm just going to try and get some of the mess here into it. There. And at this point we're going to add our vanilla. I make my own vanilla. I have it in a much bigger jar, and I just put some smaller stuff in a smaller jar just to keep on my shelf here. Homemade vanilla is game-changing in your baking, and it is the easiest thing to do. You get some vodka, some nice organic vanilla beans, or vanilla beans if you can't find organic. Stick them in the jar with the vodka. Let it sit. The longer it sits, the better it is. Minimum 6 months before you start using it. And then once you have it, you just keep adding more vodka and eventually more vanilla beans to it, and that's it. Easy peasy. Cheaper and tastes so much better. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape down the bowl here. I'm going to clean up, and I'll be right back and show you how to form these onto the cookie sheets. Okay, well that took a few seconds to clean up. I'm not usually that messy of a baker, but I think I'm a little bit nervous showing this for the first time. So deep breaths, Lynn. Okay, so now I have my handy dandy cookie scoop, and I've left my batter over on the sink. not on the sink, on the counter by the sink. Okay, so you can make these any size. My grandmother used to make them pretty big. I like doing 1 bite or 2 bite ones. So this makes it much easier. So you want to do the same size scoop for all of these, because this is going to be a sandwich. So you're going to need a top and a bottom for each one. They do spread a little bit, not huge amount, but you do want enough space between them. So I usually do 2, 4, 6, 8 on a cookie sheet. So that gives you 4 whoopie pies. So I'm going to continue doing this. And then we'll get them in a 350 degree oven for, oh, that's probably going to spread onto the sheet. 350 degree oven for 350 to 375. I do 350 degrees. And you're going to do them for about 13 minutes for this size. And like I said, they will spread out a bit. Okay, so there we go. So they're going to go 350 for 13 minutes, and we'll check them. And I will show you what that looks like as soon as they come out of the oven. Okay, before these go in the oven, I just wanted to let you know that I end up getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 altogether, so that will make 8 whoopie pies. And I just wanted to mention that this is a very thick batter, kind of a cross between a brownie and a cake. So it's going to be very thick. So there they are. Okay, that's the other. So I'm going to get these in the oven, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, so while we have the cookies cooking, I think we'll get started on the filling. Hold on just 1 second. I think I have about a minute left on the cookies. Let's see how they're doing. I call them cookies. They're actually cake. Oh, okay. Because these are a little bit larger than usual, I'm going to cook them for 15 today. So another 2 minutes. So what we're going to do is get our filling ready. Like I said, this has got some interesting ingredients. So, fluff. I don't know how many of my Canadian friends know how well you know this. This was the brand I grew up with the red lid. Took me a long time to find this here in Canada, but I finally did a few years ago. I only buy it literally once a year to make these whoopie pies. And then I will admit to occasional craving for a fluffernutter, peanut butter with fluff. Grew up with those too in Maine. Sandwiches. So we have a 1/2 cup of the lard that'll be going in the bowl, a cup of sifted powdered sugar, and I already sifted it. I don't think my grandmother sifted it, but I have found it just makes your filling much smoother and easier to go on if the powdered sugar is sifted, so I sifted it. A cup of this marshmallow fluff, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/4 tablespoon of milk. Sometimes you might need a little bit more milk. You don't want this very thin, but you at all. Like this, it needs to be the consistency of frosting. So I'm going to put all these ingredients into the bowl. We'll whip them up. I think the first batch of the tops and bottoms are going to be out in a minute, and we'll get going on the filling. And yeah, so the cookies have to cool completely before we do the filling, but I like to have the filling done and made, and then I can clean up. I love to clean up as I go when I bake. I don't like things being disorganized, so that mess I made earlier really bothered me, so that's why I stopped and cleaned everything up. So yeah, so we're gonna get the filling going. I will put this full recipe in the description below, so you can have it, and we'll be back in just a few seconds. I think the cookies are gonna come out actually. Let's go check on them. Let's see. As you can see, they did not spread very much at all. So we're gonna take these out and test them. Make sure they're done before we put the next batch in. Oh, they smell so good. My son's gonna be so excited when he comes home from school in about an hour and sees that I made them whoopie pies. I think they need about 2 more minutes, so this will be another 2, so this is gonna be about 17. I did make these a little bit bigger than I usually do. Oh, no. Not really. No, it's about the size, but maybe I should have put my oven up to 375 like my grandmother used to. So we're going to do 3 more minutes. So that'll be 18 altogether. And I will show you how they look when they come out of the oven. Okay, first batch of the Whoopie Pie. The cake portion of the Whoopie Pies are out of the oven. 18 minutes was the charm. They look amazing. They're still a little hot, but just show you how they're nice and flat on the bottom. So I'm going to let those cool. So let's go ahead and get started on the frosting. Okay, so I have weighed my lard. And yes, this was store-bought lard. I'm really hoping by next Christmas I'll have my own lard. I'm going to be making beef tallow. I have some of that coming in a couple of weeks, but until then, store-bought will have to do. So that's 205 grams, which is a half a cup of shortening. The 1 cup of sifted organic powdered sugar. I'm sure my grandmother didn't care if it was organic or not, but they probably didn't have to worry about organic. It was just automatically healthier for you. I'll need 1 cup of the marshmallow fluff, a teaspoon of my vanilla, and a 1/4 tablespoon of milk. Now, I need a cup of the marshmallow. Aim it all at this, okay? All right, so a cup of the fluff. As a kid, we used to like to have a big tablespoon of this in our hot cocoa too. Truth be told, I still kind of like it in my hot cocoa. I have made my own fluff in the past, and honestly, I could have made it this year, but I was just so happy to find this brand of fluff that I bought it for nostalgia reasons, but when I make my fudge, I will make my own fluff. Okay, there's a cup of sticky marshmallow fluff. I have a camera person today helping, so this makes it a lot easier because this is not easy to do one-handed. Okay, that's what I'm going to get out of that. I could wrestle with it forever. And, whoops, I need a 1/4 tablespoon of milk to start. Oh, a little bit more than a 1/4, but it's okay. We just want a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're going to whip this up slowly. Consistency. Oh, I think that's perfect. So that might have been half a tablespoon of milk. And I think it was just right. Oh yes. Let's try it, shall we? Tastes like Nanny's. Okay, so that is all made. I'm going to transfer the cookies. I'm just going to wash my hands before I... Okay. Follow me. me, camera person. Okay, so we're going to transfer these to the cooling rack. Oh, I think I can just pick them up. Okay, we're going to bring this down here. And they look like they're all going to have the same top and bottom, so that's good. That's the biggest trick with this, making sure they meet up. Sometimes you have some wonky shapes. My family doesn't care if they're a little bit wonky. It's all in how they taste. So there's that set done. The other batch is in the oven. Oops, sorry for the close-up of my... So they're going to cool here for a good little while. We'll let them cool. I'll probably wait till the other ones are all cool and then just do them all together. And I'm just going to show you one more time the consistency. So you can put this into a piping bag and pipe it in between the pieces of cake. I don't remember Nanny ever doing that. I think we just used a knife or a spoon, which is what I'm going to do today. And as soon as they're all cool, we'll start frosting them. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay. So the Whoopie Pie cake part is all cooled off, and we're going to put two together. I got a couple of wonky ones here, and my son just came home from school, so I think he's going to get to test the first one here. So I just do. It's probably a little too much. Just spread it around on one half. I wanted to mention you can use butter in the frosting recipe. Absolutely. I have. I just thought this year I would make them just like Nanny did. Feeling a little nostalgic, I think, this year for my grandmother. For Maine in general. We haven't been to Maine in a few years now between COVID and just being a military family and having a hard time getting the time off. So I'm missing Maine today. So, okay, Aiden. Would you like to try the first one?
Huh? All right.
And tell me what you think.
Jeez, they're thicker than normal.
Well?
Wow.
Thumbs up?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so I'm just going to finish doing the same thing to the rest of them. And that will be Whoopie Pies, which, because I made them so big, I'm going to have to probably make a double recipe. I'll have to probably make another batch, rather. So, because I don't think these are going to get out of the house before my husband, for Wednesday. So, he's enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching my Whoopie Pie recipe. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And as always, I'm a brand new channel, trying to get the 100 subscribers to help grow my channel even more. So if you like, my channel, I ask that you share it, spread the word. I appreciate it, and hit that subscribe button. And until then, I'll see you later, and we'll be back in a couple of days, and I'll have a longer video, and we're going to do several cookies, probably tomorrow, if not tonight. We'll see. Take care, everybody.